Welcome to the On Deck podcast presented by LineStar, your top MLB player prop bets for today, plus home run calls of the day. Alongside my co-host Tyler Wiemann, I am Shannon Sommerville. Tyler is back in the U.S. Great trip in Chile. How was it?
It was good. It was fun, but happy to be back and loved seeing that Jackson Merrill ninth inning home run yesterday.
That guy is good at baseball. I just want to, I know you know this as a Padres fan, but it is pretty impressive. Even as a Yankees fan, have to admit that Jackson Merrill can ball. That's for sure. But glad to have you back, Tyler, because I got a little off the rails towards the end of last week with my picks on Friday, just 2 and 3 in my overall prop bets, although my main pick was Aaron Judge, over 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, and he delivered, and he was also my home run call as well. All rise for the Judge. Let's go. He's just been on a complete another level.
Pick right now.
I mean, right now, we're riding that train. In fact, we'll get there in our props. Don't you worry about Aaron Judge for today and his matchup against the Washington Nationals. We will get to that. But first, Tyler, I do have to say that I think that, my luck ran out towards the end of the week with the picks because it was saving up for Saturday. I went to the horse track in Del Mar. And I, of course, was using, so LineStar, the parent company that owns LineStar, has another track application for horse betting. And I was using that. It's called TrackWiz. I was using that, Tyler, and I hit back-to-back trifectas at the racetrack. And this is the first time I've ever been to the horse track before. It was so much fun. And it's more fun when you're winning. But it was kind of funny because this is like a beginner's luck situation for me. I had never done this before. And the guys around were like, this doesn't happen that often, right? I was like, well, I'm using, my TrackWiz app. That's all I'm really doing here. So I crushed it in that. So all that to say, we're back at it today for MLB picks and using, of course, the LineStar app to help us cash those props on using that Props AI tool on the LineStar app. So let's go get it today. We've got a nice slate to look at. Of course, our picks are available Underdog Fantasy, Sleeper, Chalkboard, ParlayPlay. And if you don't have those apps, now's the time to download them. Use the promo code LineStar so you can get a deposit match plus 1 free month of LineStar. And make sure you download it now because, hey, football season is right around the corner. We'll be having your NFL picks as well. Can't wait for that. But now it's time for some baseball. We got to finish the season strong. We've been doing really well overall in the course of the season. Tyler, I looked up the numbers today for us. We're about 57% on all of our picks. So let's see if we can't boost that up to about 60 and have a nice profitable end of the season. Let's start things off, Tyler. Where are you headed for your main prop bet of the day today?
My main pick, I got to go with Edward Cabrera under 5.5 Ks at minus 105 in sports books. And then if you're on PrizePicks, it's up at 6. Absolutely love the spot. LineStar has the projection at 3.3. The consensus is 5.8, so higher than the 5.5, but I just don't like that consensus projection. Fact is that he's been under in 89% of games this season. He has an 8.14 ERA win away, 4.17 at home, so he's much worse away, under most of the time, and you add in the risk of the elevation and offenses just going off. I like the spot to go under Edward Cabrera.
Interesting to see the consensus where it is. I'm surprised it's not lower, especially given the fact that it's at Coors Field. So I like your take here, taking the under on Edward Cabrera. Tyler, for my main pick, though, all rise for the Judge. We are riding the Aaron Judge train until the wheels just fall off. Aaron Judge over 1.5 bases for today. LineStar's projection is 3.2, and he's been over this 8 of the last 10 games. 425 average, 1544 OPS in August, and a 1283 OPS against left-handed pitching. By the way, that leads Major League Baseball. The next hitter is 172 points behind him, Ketel Marte. So he's just been dominating lefties. And today he's facing Washington Nationals lefty Mitchell Parker, who's giving up about a league average 718 OPS to righty bats. Plus, when you look at that Washington Nationals bullpen, 22nd versus righty bats, nothing too impressive there. But what is impressive is Aaron Judge, number 1 in barrels per plate appearance, number 1 in hard hit percentage, number 1 in average exit velocity, and of course, number 1 with home runs with 51 on the year. Maybe he'll make it 52 today. Got a really good chance. In fact, LineStar, this is the most likely player to go yard today on the MLB Dinger Report on the LineStar app. So I got to keep it rolling with the Judge over 1.5 bases. Let's get some bonus picks, though. Give the people some variety to choose from. It is the spice of life. Where are you headed for a bonus prop?
I'm going to go to a Yankee. Jazz Chisholm over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Our LineStar projection 2.8, consensus 2.2. He's hitting 294 with 12 RBIs and 13 runs in 17 games. He's going to be at bat with guys on base, as Judge and Soto are both on base a ton, and hitting in front of him. Mitchell Parker is allowing a 5.13 ERA to left-handed bats. So I like the spot for Jazz to get over 1.5.
Yeah, I like those two Yankees picks together too. And I think when you look at the Yankees lineup in general, when Jazz is back in the lineup, it just makes that Yankees lineup even more lethal. When Giancarlo and Jazz were out, it was just kind of atrocious. The bottom of the order, the Yankees wasn't doing too well. But now that you had Jazz back in the mix, Giancarlo's been cranking out home runs too. It just makes it kind of like a different animal right now. And so even though Mitchell Parker isn't a terrible pitcher by any means, I think he's going to have a tough time against this Yankees lineup. So I like the picks there. For my bonus pick, I'm going to a St. Louis Cardinals. Sorry about it, Tyler. They're facing your Padres. But I'm thinking I'm rolling again with Nolan Arenado over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. This is one that cashed for me on Friday. LineStar's projection here is 2.6. He's been over 6 of the last 10 games. And this is a player with a pretty hot bat recently. 360 average, 940 OPS over the last 7 days. And he's better. He is a righty bat, but better versus right-handed pitching, about a 277 average. Today he'll be facing Padres righty Randy Vasquez, who's giving up a 310 opponent average and does worse on the road, a 608 ERA on the road. He'll be at St. Louis today. The only thing that concerns me with any kind of Cardinals hitter prop is the fact that St. Louis just has been atrocious in terms of runs and RBIs. This month, I believe they're bottom 5 in those categories in the month of August. But so we got to just rely on Nolan Arenado to kind of do it himself here over that hits, runs, and RBIs. But I'll throw another one out there on the other side of this matchup. You talked about him at the top of the show, Jackson Merrill, over 1.5 bases. This is a nice prop for today. He's a very good hitter, and LineStar's projection, in fact, is at 2 for his bases prop, over 6 of the last 10. Nearly a 300 average in August, and he's a top 10% hitter versus righties. He'll be facing Cardinals righty Kyle Gibson, who gives up about a 259 average, 752 opponent OPS, so about like league average in those stats. And St. Louis bullpen ranks 22nd in opponent average since July 1st. They haven't been doing that well. And when you look at Jackson Merrill, he actually does much better on the road away from Petco Park, a 339 average and 913 OPS on the road. So that's kind of what I'm keying in on here. He's at Busch Stadium in St. Louis, while Gibson actually does worse at home. So I think the advantage here is that Padres bat of Jackson Merrill. Pretty good rookie this year. What do you make of the season he's having?
If it comes down to the Padres needing him to get a hit at the end of the game, it's going to happen. Check this stat I found about Jackson Merrill. In 14 plate appearances with the Padres tied or trailing by a run in the 9th inning, Merrill is hitting .583 with a walk, 5 home runs. And that has been off some of the best closers in the game. Mason Miller, Blake Treinen, David Bedard, George Soriano, Edwin Diaz. The guy has just been on fire. And in those moments, he just comes up big. It's insane, and I love watching it.
Yeah, that is awesome. That is the clutch gene right there. I mean, for a rookie to be able to come up in those situations, I think is pretty incredible. So he's been definitely fun to watch. Hopefully he can cash for us over 1.5 bases today. He's in a good spot. So those are our picks today for our main prop bets, the ones that we are entering on a ticket and putting on Underdog Fantasy. It's going to be Edward Cabrera under 5.5 Ks, and then Aaron Judge over 1.5 bases, but mix and match to your liking. And again, if we hit those 2 main props, one randomly selected commenter will win $50. So all you got to do, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment below, and you are in it to win it. Also, we want to hear from you what your locks of the day are. You guys have been great with dropping your favorite picks of the day. And in fact, a lot of them I've noticed have been probably cashing pretty well. So appreciate you guys sharing your locks. Make sure to drop them below. We're all trying to help each other out and beat the books on this Monday. Start the week with a little money in our pocket. All right, now it's time for home run calls of the day. Tyler, where are you headed for a bomb on this Monday?
I'm going to go to Luis Robert Jr. plus 260. I generally hate betting, under 300 home run props, but I just love this spot for him. He's hitting 328 versus right-handed pitching over the last 20 games. Ty Madden in AAA, 7.97 ERA and allowing 1.9 home runs per 9. Those numbers aren't going to get better in the major league, especially against a hitter like Luis Robert. And then once he's out of the game, you got Detroit, who's giving up, the 9th most home runs by relief pitching this year. So I like the spot for Luis Robert to hit a bomb.
For my home run call, I'm going to the Colorado Rockies and the bat of Michael Toglia plus 500. So I really like the juice on this home run call here and the value that we're getting for a player that has 21 home runs on the year, including one he just hit against my Yankees on Saturday over the weekend. He's a switch hitter with a top 10% exit velocity against righties over the last 14 days and a 246 ISO versus righties. That's 8th highest on LineStar's matchup tool for today among all the hitters on the main slate. And today he'll be facing Miami Marlins righty Edward Cabrera, who's giving up a 1.79 home run per 9 rate. That is 8th highest among all starting pitchers. And now you're putting him in Coors Field, the most hitter-friendly venue in the country, plus a Miami bullpen, giving up a 1.22 home run per 9 rate. That ranks 22nd in baseball. So I like Michael Toglia to go yard today, plus 500. I like the value that we're getting here for that home run call. Make sure to check out that LineStar Dinger report when you get a second, linestarapp.com. A lot of people have been just taking the top players there and taking the over on 1.5 bases, so you don't have to just use it for home runs. It's a great tool, basically, that gives you the best odds, not only of a home run, but you could cash on some of those hitters' props as well. So make sure you check that out, linestarapp.com. Good luck on all of your prop betting endeavors for today. Again, drop your comment and your locks below. You're automatically entered into our daily prop bets contest, where we give out $50 if we go 2 for 2 on our main picks for today. Hopefully we keep it rolling and cash some tickets for tomorrow and set off the money gun on Tuesday. So it's waiting here. Tyler's been out, so we got to get back on track here. And I think, Tyler, you're our good luck charm. I can feel it. We're going to go 2 for 2 today.
Let's go.
Good luck, everybody. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.